Well, this year's National Marine Month comes as overfishing, climate change and pollution continue to severely degrade the world's ocean. The impacts of climate change are being felt across the globe as sea levels rise. Tropical storms now smash into coastlines. Once fertile lands battle with floods or drought, and permafrost in the polar regions melts. Although Africa contributes relatively little to global warming, the region is suffering the most from its effects. Over 180 million people in sub-Saharan Africa alone could die as a result of climate change by the end of the century. Well, Dr. Laura Atkinson is with the South African Environmental Observation Network, and she joins us now from our Sea Point studios in Cape Town. Good afternoon, Doctor, and thank you for your time on the PM News Desk.
Good afternoon, Keshni.
Dr. Atkinson, are our oceans in crisis, or is that being just alarmist now? And have we actually passed the point of no return?
Well, there are some of our resources that may well be considered to be in crisis. For example, abalone is potentially facing a situation of crisis as we speak. And there are also a lot of ecosystems that we know very little about, especially in our deep sea environments. But overall, I would not say that South Africa's ocean environment is facing any crisis right now. We certainly do need to continue with our precautionary management measures and proceed cautiously with any further extraction. But South Africa's marine environment overall is still considered to be one of the healthiest in the world.
Doctor, how are we getting that right at this point?
Well, we have a large team of scientists that are sitting in government, various government organizations, as well as supporting institutions that can provide information and fill in gaps where the lead government agencies are not able to. But we do have a strong focus on our ocean environment because we understand the importance of that. So there are a large team of people who are contributing towards sound management.
Doctor, overfishing still remains a huge concern. Tell us about the extensive impact overfishing has on our ocean's ecosystems.
Some forms of overfishing can cause situations of crisis, as you mentioned before. For example, in the lion fishery, back in about the year 2000, the lion fishery was deemed to be in a state of crisis with the mass depletion of many of the sea bream species that occur near the coast. And that was due to overfishing situation. But there are a lot of other resources in South Africa that are very well managed and maintained and are not considered to be overfished. And an example of that would be the demersal offshore hake fishery, which actually holds Marine Stewardship Council certification and is considered to be a sustainable fishery.
Tell us why South Africa is regarded as a unique geographical location. We know it's nestled between two currents, the warm Agulhas current and the cold Benguela.
Actually, Keshni, I can correct you on that. We actually are nestled between three large current systems, and this is one of the things that makes South Africa so unique. We have the warm Agulhas current flowing along the eastern and onto the southern parts of our coastline, and we have the cold northward flowing Benguela current along the westward boundary of our coast. But in the southern region, we have the Southern Ocean, which greatly impacts the biodiversity and ecosystems that are occurring in our waters. And it is these three currents combined that lead to many unique, diverse ecosystems, habitats, and leading to that very high species endemicity that we experience in South Africa.
Very quickly, can you tell us what are some of the simple steps ordinary South Africans can take to ensure the health of our oceans?
Well, yes, basically every South African needs to know and understand that their footprint on this earth, in this country, everything that they do does contribute towards environmental degradation. And if they can be aware and take small steps like recycle, try to reuse items like plastic bags, reuse your coffee cups, And one of the important things to do for the marine environment is be aware of the food choices that you are making when you are wanting to enjoy seafood from our oceans. There is a very strong initiative called the SASI initiative, the South African Sustainable Seafood Initiative, that helps in guiding people to make better choices when choosing to eat seafood.
Thank you, Doctor, for your time on the PM News Desk. I'm afraid we'll have to leave it there. Time to check in with the weather. Yes, Magda.